Hey, how you guys doing? I'm sorry that I've kind of been inconsistent with my uploads, but this time around, I'm trying to get back into the swing of things. Anywho, today's video is basically supposed to be on a holiday that I kind of missed when it comes to the upload. So in case you're wondering what holiday I'm talking about in particular, I'm not talking about Black History Month, but I am talking about Valentine's Day. Now, being that, a lot of individuals be lonely that time of day, that happens, and honestly, I feel for y'all. And on a personal note, I have compiled 5 different mangas, one after the other, to be put onto this list. They are different than the Lube mangas that I've always compiled together, and even if, you're like, I hate Valentine's Day, or I'm not into that romance, you can at least be able to watch it and be able to chill with it, You'll probably get into it. Anyways, without further delays, let's get into the honorable mentions. Kusanagi Sensei's being tested. So for today's honorable mention, we have Kusanagi Sensei's being tested. A Yuri. Yes, I know. Why a Yuri on the list? Well, particularly speaking, I have a soft spot for Yuris. Now, I'm not just going to throw any ordinary Yuri on the list. This is a 4-koma style Yuri. In case you don't know what a 4-koma is, there's 4 lines, and as you read from the top to the bottom, that's the whole entire story. Although it's short and quick, it's light, and it's good for people who want to have a bit of a story, but at the same time, they want to kind of catch something more quickly and get more of a concept and a general idea of what they're reading. Now, for Kusanagi Sensei's being tested, the story is about a woman named Kusanagi, who eventually becomes a teacher. From the beginning part of the story, you learn about her and her best friend Yae, who turned out to be her best friend and also her first love. On top of that, being that years go by, or should I say 15 years go by, and her daughter comes along, and the weird and very bizarre part of this is the daughter is in love with Kusanagi. So the whole entirety of the story is about how the teacher is going on through life trying to carry both her job as a teacher and her romance that she has with a student that's slowly beginning to blossom. I like this story in general because it's innocent and it's a good story for a Yuri, being that it has a bit of drama, but it's not too serious. It's a story that kind of, too innocent and kind of short for each chapter. I mean, this story alone, I enjoy reading it, and some other stories that are similar to it, but except the Yuri part of it. But outside of that, I genuinely like this story as a person who likes to, feel good about reading something, and then, you feel positive about it. So, typically speaking, I love this story in general, being that it's a simple and not a heavy-handed drama. So I can appreciate that much for this story. So I recommend this to newbies, or should I say newcomers, when it comes to reading mangas. So, take a look. 5. Please stop bullying me, Nagatoro. Alright, so let me take a minute to level with you guys. There is not much that needs to be said about Please Don't Bully Me, Nagatoro. I mean, I only say that because the story is very short and simple to follow, and this is the whole estimate of the story so far. It's about a girl who's known as Nagatoro, who is a freshman, and her senpai is a sophomore. The entirety of the story is basically her teasing or making fun of or messing with her senpai. The reason she does this is because she loves him, and yet she never admits it because she's too shy to admit anything. But that goes the same for the guy. Even though he's like shy and scared, and sometimes a little bit like a girl who constantly either cries or gets in his emotions or quickly backs down whenever someone tries to flirt or do something with him, he at least is able to acknowledge or defend someone he cares about. And that goes beyond levels and volumes, where the chick thinks that he's just some coward, but yet he has some backbone. It's just only when he's pushed close to the edge. So this story alone is pretty nice. Even though the author of this actually is known for making doujins, or should I say hentai pieces, I have not seen them, but to be fair, this is pretty innocent despite all that. I like everything about it. I like how Nagatoro kind of reminds me of Toga from My Hero Academia, if you see the side-by-side comparison. But as far as it goes for the anime, I wish we had the anime. I just wish we did. But some dumbass has to blab their mouth away because they feel like they gotta get offended, or oh my god, no, this should not be an anime. Shut up. You guys let We Do With Healer be an anime, and no one said a damn thing negative about it. So you can shut your dumb ass up and go back to school, because apparently you don't understand anything about the world, since there's one amendment in America called freedom of speech. 4. Como es Omayo. Alright, for this next one on the chopping block, we have a story that I will only recommend to veterans. And there's a good reason for that, being that the story right here is complex to explain. You can give it a whirl if you would like, but this is only for veterans, I would recommend. Anyways, off to talk about Como es Mayo. Something Cupid, I don't know, that's all it says. But for this story, it follows a character named Ren, who is 22 years old, a baker for his current occupation, and is in love with an older sister he has, so-called Chizuru. Now, personally speaking, this story got me feeling a lot of complex feelings, from being conflicted with anger or happiness, and then just a little bit of sadness here and there, because the character goes through a lot. Well, not just one character, but a lot of characters. For an example, Ren himself has fallen in love, fallen out of love, changed his morals, pretty much done a lot of messed up stuff to himself and to the people around him, mainly because he can't fall in love with a woman that he's dying to be with. So just know that I can talk to myself for days about this and still have questions that need to be answered. So let me just sum this up and you decide if you want to read this or not. So the main character's name is Ren. He works at a bakehouse where he wants his own place to work at, while on top of that he has a stigma on his ass cheek that gives him the power to basically make any woman be with him. But the problem is, if he has sex with them, then he basically loses that power. On top of that, he has a traumatic experience which makes him kind of scared to show people his butt cheek at the beginning part of the story. On top of that, there's a woman he wants who's the other protagonist, who's known as Chizuru, who happens to be 30-something years old. And to make matters even more worse, she is the most complicated female protagonist I've ever seen in a story that irritates me to death. So the majority of the story is the main character going back and forth, back and forth into a wall like his name is Austin fucking Powers. Oh, I got that out of my system. Very last thing I want to say before I stop is that this story, outside of its drama, comedy, and romance, it literally could have been on the lewd mangas list. Seriously, there's too much going on in this story. It's trying to rock my world right now. This is just too much. It's too much. Too much sugar. 3. Hajimete no Gal. For a fast, quick summary, this is about how an average guy who is at a rank of 5 out of 10 gets with a girl who's literally a 10-10. Excuse me. How he gets a gal at 10-10. The whole point of this manga / anime, and I don't know if it's a light novel or not, so someone in the comment section let me know, is about these two people who are seemingly on different planes. But it's more than that, being that the main protagonist is just an average guy who had like the old school fear of the one thing most high schoolers don't want when they get out of high school. And the simplistic thing is they don't want their V card anymore. In standard English, they don't want their virginity. Now, in the story, the main character is trying to hatch a plan on how to lose his V card, and he does so by making a movement on this one popular chick who basically gives him the death stare. Yes, I know. Now, for those of you who are here with me right now, why would we care about a story about a bitch? Well, I got news for you. She more than meets the eye. She is not no transformer, but she can definitely transform herself out of that uniform. Jokes aside, this woman herself is not some ordinary woman. I mean, if you have a woman that knows something about anime to some extent, then you already know you found you a good one. I mean, seriously. I don't know what else to say about this story other than every single girl in this story is a perfect good choice. I mean, one is a fucking lolly and you will go to jail. The other one, she's like a bakura, or whatever is the term to mean black chick in the outfit. And finally, the last one is a bitch. And then you got this girl. Now, outside of this story's appeal, this is a manga / anime, which, yes, there's an anime counterpart you can go watch right now. That's very entertaining to watch with its nice, good mixture of comedy and its bit of references, as well as its era and time that we simply cannot go back to. And hey, put that shit away. So, if you're lonely this Valentine's Day, you know, and you want something to kind of distract you, look at this and treat yourself to Monster Amusement. Hey, do you like bird, snake, fish, horse, slime, and spooter? Well, my friend, I got the story for you. This is the story of... I'm done. I'm not doing that voice anymore. So, this is the story of Monster Amusement in a nutshell. All monster girls who are lusting after a guy. Best summary I can give. The best, quickest summary I can give ever. But, to give a little detail, to put some effort, it's mainly a story about how a guy has to take care of all these monster girls as he is a host family by accident. Though, all the girls start to fall in love with the guy because he sees them as actual women. And because of that, you know, just looking at them as girls and not monsters, they want to do nothing but hop on his bones. I mean, they can't even keep it in their pants. Well, their scales, or their fins, or their hooves, or whatever they got holding themselves up together from the waist. Anyways, the main protagonist here, like I said, just takes care of them for the most part. Now, outside of the romance, this whole thing has a lot of shenanigans and ecchi moments that make it kind of lewd, but not too lewd. It's a good manga, and there's also an anime counterpart for this. Yes, there is an anime counterpart, but the problem is, it's only one season and 2 OVA episodes. And unless you have no problem with watching something that's really short, you know, that's all you got. You're set. There are other stories similar to this, but nothing suits it like a monster girl with a snake body or spider legs coming at you. But hey, that's what you're into. Do what you will with this. It's a good title. A little bit too much here and there, because every single chapter has too much. 1. Sanka-ria. And for number 1 on this list, we have Sanka-ria, a romantic zombie story, particularly about 2 protagonists. You have one who I will abbreviate as Sanka, and the other one you have as Furuya, a guy who has one kink. He loves zombies, being that that's what gets his motor running. Now, with that out of the way, Senka is a girl with a lot of problems. Her main problem is her dad. And I'm not going to spoil exactly what the problem is, but I'll let you be the judge of it. Being that these kids meet under weird circumstances, they eventually grew to like one another due to their shared passion for this particular animal that Faruya is trying to revive. Now, fast forward a bit, alternative events, someone winds up dead and they come back from the dead.
This is it! All of the clues are coming together.
Now, in terms of the story, it has moments where it can kind of get a little bit steamy, but it's not something that I overly have to pay attention to because they do it every now and then. It's not something that should be like objectified as that's what's going on. But overall, the story itself is very neat. It's detailed. There's a lot of drama and a lot of shockers here and there that kind of make people go like, whoa, that's going on. Man, that's too serious. As far as the tone, it does have a horror aspect from the manga's point of view, being that the manga has gone a lot farther than the anime. And yes, there is an anime for this. Unfortunately, the anime doesn't go anywhere near to where the manga is in the point in time. But I guess that's the reason why it ended so quickly, to get you to read the manga. So do what you will with this one. It's a good story, great romance, good ecchi scenes, and I like the characters. Oh yeah, and I don't care what anyone says about this particular thing, but Ranko is best girl. Take that to the grave with you, you filthy heathens. Now I wanted to thank you guys for taking your time watching this top 5 list that I had compiled a while back for a particular day. To make up for the time that I had taken away from getting this uploaded immediately, I'm going to give you guys a parting gift. Animes that you can watch that are basically the romantic types, but also more than that, that will interest you. You have Toradora, 3D Kanjo Real Girl, NUX Baku Secret Service, Heaven's Lost Property, Love and Other Delusions. I'm not going to say the whole name because that name is too long for Love and Other Delusions, Zenobia, whatever. Anyways, if you can't feel satisfied with these, or if you've already seen them, subscribe to my channel for more options. I'll see you guys in the next one though. Peace, and thank you for watching.